The flimsy results of Rich Brian's artistic undertakings are more or less what you would presume out of a 19-year-old tossed into the public sphere after a viral video. To be fair, he shoved a lot of growth into a tight window of time. His grasp on speaking English fluently, rapping, and producing all come out of the last 5 years, and it's respectable that he's standing up, taking this anarchic surge of attention, and maneuvering the opportunity it's given him in his own direction. His first extensive crack at that was 2018's Amen, and in a weird way, the rough edges of his homemade beats and snarky cynicism there showed traces of genuine feeling. On The Sailor, Brian's refined singing and the gargantuan scope of the singles and its sparkling production value suggest a more enhanced portrayal of our boy, but instead of amping him up, it ultimately feels more artificial and adds so much blandly executed tonal variety that nothing distinct strings the tracks together and it ends up vapid as a whole body. However, it's not like he's offering much raw charisma to work with. Puzzling because based on his online presence, he strikes me as having heaps of it. I think he just needs to flaunt and organize his thoughts better. Right now, the way he incessantly falls back on cheap sexual punchlines just ain't hittin'. He didn't even try to slide them in everywhere to the point where they appeared around every corner in Amen, the album with Kitty on it, might I add. Here, they're typically entirely irrelevant and completely ruin your investment in what he's talking about halfway into a track, except on Rapapapa, which rather is non-stop calculated cringe. Maybe he's doing it to seem edgy because he does frame sex and nightlife like it's this fucking sacrilegious thing when it's actually societally expected of his age. I don't know if he even believes what he says, judging from how he swears he's only concerned with what really matters and staying grounded, but then No Worries and Confetti are like feel-good party anthems, which is fine, it's just like, And the latter could have rolled with that decently, if not for Brian's delivery clashing with the frisky, squealing beat and sounding bored as fuck. Like, his perpetual lack of passionate inflection all over this emphasizes every issue I have with it. Drive Safe is like randomly generated sad boy anthem number 243. 100 Degrees is like randomly generated Having Fun With Your Friends, Young, Wild, and Free, anthem number 782, but with the bonus of an irritatingly whiny hook. Vacant is the perfect example of how to tell a story in the driest way possible. It's about this girl who Brian thinks should have been with him over another guy, and it's left hanging at the surface of, hey, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, offering zero in the way of why we or he should care. The Sailor's skit's lack of remote relevance to what surrounds it makes it read as substanceless fluff. For the same reason, RZA's verse tacked onto Rapapapa loses the gravity it should carry, and although still not remarkably affecting, I'm most locked into Brian in heartfelt mentions of his story, which Kids is stuffed with sentiments like his success is now making him proud in 40 years' time, or cry in the process of recording them, feel honest and refreshing, really. Same goes when he channels his upbringing from Indonesia. And I will say that artistically, I like what he claims to be about, it's just that these points are mere fragments in a sea of cluttered shit. And Kids' beat is sophisticatedly assembled, it's just that its victorious soul sampling is far from fresh. And holistically, crisp trap and acoustic and at times baroque instrumentation is not the most satisfying blend. It's very hard to hit an orgasmic sweet spot there, and if you're gonna try, I doubt Rich Brian's the man for the job. It hits in yellow for its long-winded, careful composure and emotion, but what is gonna pick up simpler, limp beats like No Worries, Vacant, 100 Degrees, and Curious and carry them home in the same way? And Slowdown Turbo shows that the line between an experiment working and toppling over can be thin as paper, so natural transitions are fucking crucial. Man's really come a long way since he thought nachos were Italian food, but I didn't really like this album.